Loyalty to Jehovah or loyalty to family and friends? Which will you choose? You see, that question is an appropriate one, my dear friends, because this symposium will examine the lives of 5 Bible characters who displayed an excellent example of loyalty. Now, as we evaluate these individuals, we may see ourselves in them, one way or another. Now, let's look at Ruth for an example. At Ruth chapter 1 and verses 16 and 17, there we will get a glimpse of Ruth's loyalty in action. Let's notice Ruth chapter 1, beginning with verse 16. It says, "But Ruth said, 'Do not plead with me to abandon you, to turn back from accompanying you. For where you go, I will go. Where you spend the night, I will spend the night. Your people will become my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May Jehovah do so to me, and add to it, if anything but death should separate me from you.'" Wow. Did you notice that Ruth was willing to leave everything that she had behind in Moab? Why? It was because of her love for Naomi and her loyalty to her God, Jehovah. Unlike Ruth, Orpah went back home to her people and her gods. Now, this could have caused Ruth to doubt her own good decision, but it didn't. She knew what she wanted. Her heart was sure and clear as to what she wanted to do. I want you to picture this scene in your mind. Recorded at Ruth chapter 1, verses 1 through 15. Please give attention to the video. Now, as Naomi walks along the roads, and there is Orpah and Ruth with her, Naomi stops at the fork of the road. She sits down and she says to her daughter-in-law, "Well, this is it. This is where the roads divide. I want the both of you to go back home unto your people. You're still young. You can find husbands for yourselves, and you can raise a family." Well, Orpah no doubt thought about that for a moment, and she left. Well, as Orpah leaves, Ruth may have thought to herself, well, what if Orpah is right? What if she was correct in her thinking? Maybe it is more practical for me to remain here in Moab. I have no children. I'm a widow. But as you can see, she pleaded with Naomi. No, no, no. She pleaded with her not to make me abandon you. And she said, "Where you go, I will go. Where you spend the night, I will spend the night. Your God will become my God." The question is, what would Ruth do? Would she go or would she stay? Well, the Bible helps us to appreciate that Ruth made the decision to stay. She didn't let Orpah's decision to affect her own. Ruth pushed aside any doubts or concerns she may have had for this foreign land. She trusted in Jehovah, and she followed Naomi into Bethlehem. Was Ruth's self-sacrificing loyalty rewarded? Indeed it was. You can just imagine how Ruth must have felt when she heard Naomi tell Ruth, "Don't worry about where we to get something to eat. Our God Jehovah knows how to take care of his people. What I want you to do is listen to a law that Jehovah gave to my people many, many years ago. found at Leviticus chapter 19 and verses 9 and 10. And this is what Ruth would have heard from Naomi. When you reap the harvest of your land, you must not reap the edge of your fields completely, and you must not pick up the gleaning of your harvest. Also, you must not gather the leftovers of your vineyard, or pick up the scattered grapes of your vineyard. You should leave them for the poor and for the foreign residents. I am Jehovah. That's what Ruth heard. And she must have been thrilled to hear this loving provision that Jehovah had put in place for his people and for foreign residents like herself. Now, though gleaning was a hard work, but Ruth was willing to take it on. She never lost sight of Jehovah's loyalty as a loving and protective father. Now, you can just imagine that Ruth was sure of her choice. She knew that she had made the right choice, and she was willing to follow Jehovah's guidance and direction in making decisions. Making decisions like where she to live, or where to work, or whom she was to marry. Now, friends, when we look at Ruth, can we see ourselves in Ruth? Loyally relying on Jehovah for our daily needs, even if it seems impossible from a human standpoint, we still rely upon Jehovah. And what that does, that draws us closer and closer to our loyal God, Jehovah. But from time to time, we need to ask ourselves questions. Questions like, by my words and example, do I influence others to make decisions based upon my loyalty to Jehovah? And we know that many of you, dear friends, have done just that. And of course, we have a sister with us here, Sister Baker, who have set a fine example in that area. And she have a daughter who's serving in a foreign land. Now, Sister Baker, we'd like to know from you, what was your first reaction when you found out that your daughter was thinking about moving to a foreign land?
Well, I was very happy with her decision because we had always encouraged her to reach out for whatever form of service that was open to her. But on the other hand, she was not only my daughter, but my friend and pioneer partner, so I knew I would miss her.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Did you think that she was serious about the matter?
I knew she was serious. She had gone to Ecuador in 2006 with friends to visit, and there she had the opportunity to visit the branch, to go into preaching, and also to talk with others about their experience. So soon after, she made it her goal to return.
I see. Well, she seemed like she was bent on the fact of going there. Now, as a mother, did you have any real concerns for her safety and her health in this foreign country?
Of course. In Ecuador, crime is a very big problem for foreigners. Kidnappings and robberies are common. So instead of expressing my fears to Carmen, I regularly point out my concerns to Jehovah in prayer. Then we saw that the friends in whatever congregation she was serving would adopt her and make sure that she was safe. And then as I saw Carmen herself using good judgment, I began to feel more at ease.
Oh, yeah, very good then. Now, how has Jehovah rewarded you for your loyalty?
With Carmen, I have to say that I have experienced the truthfulness of 3 John verse 4, which says, "No greater joy do I have than this, that I should see that my children go on walking in the truth." And I know that Carmen has chosen the best way of life possible. Since she's been serving in Ecuador also, she's met and married a wonderful brother who shares her spiritual goals. And for the last 5 years, she's had the privilege of serving alongside him at the Ecuadorian branch.
That's nice. Well, Sister Baker, we want you to know that we appreciate that. And we thoroughly enjoyed your comments in that area there. Keep up the good works, okay? But when we think about it, friends, isn't it true that all of us can imitate Ruth by being determined to show loyal love to our God, Jehovah? He cherished such loyalty. In fact, in Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6, it says that Jehovah rewards those who honestly seek him. My dear friends, please, don't let the pressures from this world erode our loyalty to our God. So, what will it be? Will it be loyalty to Jehovah or loyalty to family and friends? You see, we want the world to know that our loyalty to Jehovah will be always number one in our lives. But how do we maintain our loyalty involving more than obedience to Jehovah's law? Brother Don Toole will now handle the next part on this symposium, Imitate Loyal Ones, David.